Good morning. Thank you for joining us today as we begin Coach Carney's press conference as we prepare for Texas Tech. Coach will begin with an opening statement, and if you are on Teams, just raise your hand and we will call you for questions. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. I'm going to go Bill Belichick style. We're on to Texas Tech. That's it. That's the opening right there. Boom, done. Book it. Print it.
Go ahead. Question.
Coach, what does a weekend like last weekend do for this university?
Yeah, special time. You know, Kent's a fun place to be right now. I think the alignment of leadership from our president, to our athletic director, to all the head coaches at this university across all sports. I think there's great alignment here. I think it's an outstanding student experience, both from a student athlete perspective and that student section was rocking. That was so much fun to see and hear. And please believe me, they were felt. That presence was felt. I mean, the false start late in the game, that was a crowd control issue right there. The stadium pulse was going, and Kent's the spot right now.
For some of these upperclassmen on this team, how happy are you for these guys?
Yeah.
Able to get the monkey off their back.
Yeah, really happy, really excited. What was really cool was, having Luke Floria on the sideline, who didn't get to experience one last year, and Matt Harmon and Bryce Shepard from a couple years ago, like Connor Muldowney. Those guys earned it too. They didn't get a chance to celebrate it last year, but they certainly joined us in the celebration of Saturday.
Again, this is the first weekend in a while that we're able to come in here and talk about a win that you guys are going off of, but you kind of just alluded to it in that opening statement. It's going to be on to the next one now.
Yeah.
There's no more motivation from the past 700 plus days. How do you motivate yourself for the week to come instead?
Yeah, my football coach in college, Dave Clausen, he used to say the reward for winning a big game is another big game, right? And I think the reward for a win is like the next one's now even more meaningful. Our challenge right now as a football program is to expect to win, right? Now that we figured out how, we did it, right? The guys did it. Down, adversity in the fourth quarter. It wasn't an easy game. We had to earn it. Merrimack made us earn it. Now that we know how to do that, like that should be our expectation moving forward. I don't care who's on the schedule next, Texas Tech or Buffalo in conference in week 3. Right now we're dealing with Texas Tech, but yeah, on to the next one.
They mentioned it coming in here earlier, but DeRillis not getting somehow special teams player of the week. Pretty darn good kickoff return, would you say? Pretty darn good way to...
DeRillis of the weekend, that's for sure. It's he's a special player. He's a special kid. Merrimack did a really, really good job early in that game of keeping the ball out of his hands. They knew who he was. It's not hard if you Google his name and find out what he did at the Division III level to start his career and then at junior college. He's a difference maker. Now it's our job as coaches that he's got his feet wet playing FBS football. Is let's find more creative touches for him. Get that guy the ball.
Coach, you played 2 quarterbacks last week, C.J. Montez and Drew DeShields. They both got equal opportunity. How do you plan to go about that quarterback situation in week 2?
Yeah, it's going to remain competitive. It's those two guys bring out the best in each other, and I think the numbers board out. One of them was 6 of 9, one of them was 6 of 10. I think that's the best completion percentage we've had since I've been here. Clay did a great job. Coach Patterson did a great job of calling the game to those guys' strengths. We put ourselves in a couple of drop back situations that you have to avoid. 3rd and long is not friendly to anybody. We took a couple quarterback sacks, which we have to eliminate from our game. But he called a really, really good game and allowed those guys to showcase their skill sets.
Texas Tech kind of a dicey quarterback situation themselves going into it. Baron Morton got hurt in this past game. Could go with Will Howard. Guys got a little bit of a running game to him. How are you preparing for kind of either of those options?
Yeah, Texas Tech's loaded everywhere, right? It's not only at quarterback, it's receiver. We're very familiar with the Virgil kid who's been in the league. The tight end is a freaking dude in the run game and the throw game. Special. The running backs are really, really good, run hard. Defensively, they present challenges everywhere. They're twitched up across the board up front, big, strong. Their linebackers move in unison and play hard. Safety's an All-American coming off of an injury. They're strong in the secondary. This is going to be a real test.
I imagine practice is going to feel different this week. Do you treat it any different?
Absolutely not. No, not. I mean, you know, again, we gotta expect this now. This is not. You know, Saturday was not the culmination of anything. It was just the beginning, and our football team understands that. Our football team knows that, and you know, we're looking forward to showing the rest of the world.
Coach, what did you think of your offensive line and overall your running game in week 1, and how are you trying to improve that into Texas Tech?
Yeah, you know, you look at the PFF grades, and the run game wasn't statistically great. I think it was better than anything we've had in you know, the past. Starting a couple new guys up front, you know, it's going to take them a game or two to get their feet wet. But I thought they were consistent in you know, their identification and their communication of the different fronts we were presented with. Dusty, the center, did a great job of getting everybody on the same page there. He's a calming influence, no doubt. You know, the tackles performed well, I thought. The guards were okay. There's a lot to build on, for sure.
You talked about belief being the magic sauce. That was on video in the post-game locker room speech that you had. Tell me, how have you tried to instill that belief in these guys after the last 2 seasons?
Just reiterating and making sure they know they're good enough. We recruited these guys here for a reason. You know, just because we haven't experienced the success until Saturday didn't mean they weren't good enough. There's plenty of really, really good players in that locker room, people as well, and they're good enough to win. We're good enough to win.
You mentioned Tech's offense. Joey McGuire, more of a defensive-minded coach. What do you see on that side of that?
Yeah, the D coordinator hire, Sheil Wood. I mean, he's exceptional. He's been, you know, transformative to defenses every place he's been in the last 5 or 10 years. You know, he's utilizing his personnel really well. You know, their will linebacker, number 10, is an all-conference, all-American type of player, defensive player of the year in the Big 12, up for those conversations. And you know, they're simple, they're sound. They again, the coordinator does a great job of utilizing his pieces in a complementary way, and you know, they're attacking. They're gonna make you earn it.
How are you prepping your players to get potentially hit in the head by tortillas at kickoff?
I mean, that's part of college football. What an atmosphere. What an opportunity. You know what I mean? Holy cow.
Anyone on the team's call has a question for Coach? Nope. All right. Thank you, Coach. All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.